What's going on, everyone? Griffin here, coming at you with another Sigurd video, and today we're going to be talking about the possibility of the developers bringing back the speed system in Rogue Company, but in a different way. Let's head over and talk about it. So as you can see here, this is the 3 wishes patch notes, and I wanted to bring up one specific detail in this right here. Negative 5% movement speed reduction added to the MLX mall, and it was also added to the conviction here. Now I wanted to use this as the jumping off point for kind of elaborating on this system just a little bit. So imagine if every weapon in the game that we currently have in Rogue Company, from the SMGs to the pistols to the melee weapons to assault rifles, DMRs, sniper rifles, LMGs, the whole 9 yards. Each weapon in each specific class had different positives or negatives when it came to a movement speed type system for Rogue Company. Now, I can imagine if you have a melee weapon or a pistol out, then more than likely you're going to move around the map pretty significantly faster than if you were carrying around a light machine gun or a sniper rifle or like a very large heavy weapon. And it would be really cool if they went in and statted each individual weapon in each class out to provide different benefits to this. Of course, there would have to be some negative connotations and some negative drawbacks to this. They're testing this out with the LMGs, see how everything goes and see what the community thinks about this movement speed reduction. But imagine something like the SLC. The SLC is a little bit small. It's kind of like the MP7 of the Rogue Company universe. It's something that you can get in and out, and you can be very quick with it. What if that was a plus 10% movement speed? Because when we had the movement speed system in there, it scaled in the pip increments of 5%. So at most, you could be like 15%, I think it was 15% movement increase. So imagine the SLC caps out at like a 10%. And let's say the next one that would show up on that list was the objection, or hell, have the objection at a 12%, the SLC at a 10%, and then we can scale it back from there to where like the Knight and the LMPX would have a lower, not a negative, but a lower movement speed increase for the SMGs. Whereas whenever you look at the ARs, maybe the KA-30 is just a flat 0%, and then you scale it according, after that based off of how the weapon performs. Like the Hydra should have like a negative 5% movement speed reduction, in my opinion, but you should have something like the Nightshade have a plus 5% or plus 7%. Maybe not put it up there with the SMGs, but that should be something that makes that weapon unique. It should make that play experience unique, and that would give you a reason to like, oh, you want a speed boost and you want to be able to get around the map a lot faster, then you can purchase this melee weapon. Even though hopefully it's not a one tap, but you can buy this melee weapon and you can like swap over to it and zoom around the map. It would open the door up for very interesting playstyles for the game. It would open up for very interesting like uses of economy for players specifically, because you would have to balance the pistols out across the board where they're not completely OP when it comes down to making people move faster. But you could do that, in my opinion, with melee weapons, because like the pistols in the game right now are so good that like if you ran around with just the pistol and there was a speed movement increase associated with each pistol to a certain percentage, then you could successfully run around the map and be able to like burn people down. You'd have to scale the pistols back slightly. But when it comes to melee, maybe you round a corner fast and then there's someone that's on the other end of the map with a DMR or something, and like you have no effective way of fighting that fight with the melee out. You have to swap over to your primary or your secondary weapon at that point and try to be as successful with that as you possibly can. I think that if they did that, and also have it affect like the ADS speed of them slightly. And I'm not talking about a massive change with the ADS speed. I'm just talking about like a slight change with the ADS speed where everything doesn't feel snappy. Everything doesn't feel like you were just like pulling it up super fast and being able to do like all these crazy things with it. I think that like if they made some type of provisions for that, and I think that that would be a good way to balance it out. Maybe you move faster, but you ADS with it slower. Like you get that initial ADS push with it slower. And with these movement speed reductions that are added to the weapons, I actually asked Jared during the live stream, like, is this only when the weapon's firing? Is this only when you're ADSing it? Or is it just when you have the weapon in your hand? And he said it is when you have the weapon in your hand and you're moving around the map, which means you're going to get that multiplier effect while you're ADSing it. So maybe with the LMGs, you're going from a -5% to like a -8 or -10% with the LMGs because you're ADSing it and you're trying to snake around the map and do things like that. And that provides very interesting ways of like being able to balance these weapons out and to make a different playing experience while using them. I think this would be really cool. And I think that like the reality of it is like with any type of long barrel type weapons or heavy weapons, then it should bring the speed down. And I know that that is very contrary to how a lot of people play specific weapons in the game, like sniper rifles. But in reality, the ability for you to run around with an assault rifle versus a 50 caliber sniper rifle are two very different things. You're going to maneuver around very differently. You're going to be able to draw them up very differently. So I think that they need to apply a little bit of real world logic into it. And if it doesn't feel good, then they need to potentially develop a different sniper rifle to bring into the game that doesn't one tap everyone to the head, that is faster, that is snappier, that allows you to maneuver around the map a lot quicker in order to balance that system out just a little bit more. That's kind of where I am with it. I'm not saying that any of that stuff's going to happen. That's just my thoughts, my perspective, and my opinions on it. But I'm very interested to see what you guys think about this. Is this something that you would enjoy? Is this something that you think needs to come into the game? And is this a cool way for them to actually reintroduce the speed system into Rogue Company? Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Also, be sure to check that description for links to Facebook, Discord, and Twitter. Those are the places to contact me. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed to the channel, then consider hitting that join button to become one of the 256 crew members. Lastly, on Thursdays from 8 until 11 p.m. Central Time, Sundays from 10 a.m. until we get tired, I will be streaming here on YouTube. So if you're interested and available, please feel free to stop by and say hello there. Thanks for watching, guys.
He knows I'm right here.
Oh, I almost got him.
He's like one tap. He's right here.
There's two in that room back there.
He's healing. He's healing. There he is. Ronin and Phantom.
There's two in there. They're hurt. He's near the...
Griffin's playing axe.
Ooh! He threw it! It's in me. He don't have his axe. I'm running away with his axe. I'm running away with his axe. Alright, pick me up. Pick me up! I'm gonna hammer the shit.
I keep trying to reload my gun.
I was like, I want to use my hammer. He's that fucking dude from TikTok. Hammer!
I down.
Dude, I went to swing my hammer.
I have a real problem with people that pretend to be Vikings.
That you don't like them, or you're about it?
No, I don't like it.